And we're on.
Somebody clear their throat.
And we're on.
Somebody clear their throat. I'm cooking up on the podcast.
What's going on? What's happening? What did it do? Is that time once again for Talk That Stuff, number 144. I'm DJ WIDEBODY. We are here Sunday night, 9 p.m. as usual. Let's meet the panel. Let's meet the panel. Up first from DC, ladies and gentlemen, DC's finest. Let's give it up for Black Man. Up next, in Washington State, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for DJ Clark the Spark. Up next, from the town, Oakland, USA, Oakland, California's own, Buckingham's own. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for the Fresh Maker, RTO Beats.
I gotta go.
This is a special. Oh, shit. Let's continue on. Up next, from Memphis, Tennessee, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Memphis's finest, ladies and gentlemen, Gigahertz, a.k.a. Tay Lee.
Greetings and constipation.
And I am from Jersey, now in Florida. I am DJ WIDEBODY, and this is Talk That Stuff, number 144. Can I get a amen?
You
Can
forgot.
I get a help,
Oh no, you
man?
didn't tell us. My bad. Hallelujah. You know.
Glitching behind it. All right, what's going on, everybody? What's going on?
Hey, RTO.
Man,
I
motherfucking modulation on negative 100 over there.
Ooh, and then if I am.
Sometimes
Man, what? Oh, man.
What's going on, everybody? How's
Can of
everybody
Williams.
doing?
Can of Williams.
RTO said,
Hey, man, you on TV timeout, RTO, for that.
Welcome to Talk That Stuff, number 144.
Oh, shit.
It's Mother's Day today. Man, shout out to the mothers every day, man. Shout out to my mom.
Happy
Shout out
Mother's
to the
Day to
mother of my
everybody.
kids.
366 days a year.
Damn right, man.
What is it? 366 and 1/4 day?
All right, and an extra day just in case that I don't fit. But
I got a question for y'all though.
what's up with it?
Once you get into your thing. Nah, I just saw this joint on IGTV that somebody shared with me. I just found it kind of kind of weird, man.
Bring it to the table, bro. We're here.
It was well, I wound up seeing this video where this mother had her daughter on a joint, and I guess she had a page set up where she was dressing provocatively and stuff like that, had makeup and stuff on. So it was a bunch of people, that basically had sent her friend request or whatever, like grown men. So
Yeah.
mom's got on the joint and was like, look, this little girl or whatever, blah blah blah. Y'all can cut it out. And she can't wipe good and all this other stuff. Just going in
Damn.
berating her a little bit to like let her know, like, hey, you out of pocket pretty much. But the thing that got me, she winds up having the girl repeat, because you got respect for your mom and your dad. And the girl repeats it. And then I don't think she breathed 12 times afterward. And the lady winded up saying, yeah, because I'm a single mom and her dad's a deadbeat. And it's like,
Huh?
if you got respect for the father, why the fuck you say that? Like,
Whoa.
not even a minute later.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
It's a
that was
lie.
just wild to me.
It's a lie somewhere because
Yeah.
you respect them or you disrespect or you don't care shit about them because you're deadbeat.
And I think with that, that's probably the lashing out and stuff that she was getting from the daughter. And you just looking at it like she trying to be fast or whatever. But when when you trying to count somebody else out, like kids gonna process that different. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So it's like I know it's a lot of people, a lot of people do the jobs of both parents, and I'm definitely not talking to nobody like that, but yet and still you still paint the picture. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Whatever that child's gonna find out, it may take them to get some age where they understand it, but don't you be the one that plants that seed.
Yeah.
They'll be able to see what's
Oh,
up.
fuck wild
You know
with
what
it
I'm
in
saying?
public and shit.
I'll wind up sharing a video with y'all so y'all can see it and you can have your own interpretation. But I was like, am I tripping? So I had to rewind it because I was like, I know I just heard her say, you respect your mom and dad and had her repeat it, but then you call him a deadbeat.
That
So
be.
it's like, damn.
Well,
And
that was.
most dudes, you usually hear, I mean, just real talk, you'll usually hear the woman say deadbeat. I don't hear too many dudes saying the woman's a deadbeat, but usually if she fits the mold, it's like flat out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Um.
So
I got a question, man. I mean, a lot of I try to keep my opinions to myself sometimes, and sometimes it just don't matter. But some of the dead to me, and I've witnessed this with in my circle as far as family and friends from back home. The situation will
mhm.
be the father doesn't want to be with the mom anymore, so he leaves, but he still has a decent job, where he will take care of the kid, and the woman doesn't want them around the kids or keeps the kids or uses them as pawns or kind of bargaining chips and shit. And then now he's a deadbeat, but she won't let him see his kids and interact with them. And I feel like you should never ever have to go to court
But not
for
even, I mean, not trying to be funny, just that gets into a whole, that delves into a lot more, even outside of the deadbeat dad, even the dudes that's around, like just certain just the certain culture that you get
right.
as a dad. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's, oh well, dad ain't really worried about it or so and so, like it's an afterthought. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
So
Right.
it's
Right.
like things like that. I think the big story this week was with Farrakhan being banned from Facebook, the past
Yeah.
couple of
Let's
weeks.
talk on that too.
And
I
that's a
forgot about
lot
that.
of what I mean, my bad, because I ain't trying to hijack the show.
No, you do,
That's
man. We
just
just go
something that
what it
was
is.
kind
That's
of
good
on my
content.
lid where I had some
Let's
time to
go.
lay around for a while.
Let's go.
But it's one of the things where they looked at it like Farrakhan is this guy and he's bad and he's so and so, he's a threat. But
Right.
he's the one that's actually preaching equality and folks being together, man and woman. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of times it's like when you get that dissension, it tends to always favor the split or one versus the other, and it's like that don't really cut it. You know what I'm saying? You can't
Right.
be cool and on the up and up in one breath, and then the next breath is like, oh yeah, but these your shortcomings, and it's like, damn. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So a lot of that stuff like that, like I said, depending on who's listening, you might get a totally different fight or whatever. But it's like just look at the results at the end. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? A lot of times you catch, you know, females that's a certain age, it's at some point where everything kind of changes for them, and they'll either go down a certain road or they'll stay on the other side, but it's like a totally different view or a skewed view. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I got you.
And they'll run through so many dudes, and not to say like
What the
have
fuck
sex with
that
them, but
mean?
meaning like run through them and don't even deal with them like that.
Right.
Because it's like, hey, I've been taught this, and most dudes ain't worth a damn, and it's like, damn, like
Automatically get
let
them off
them,
the kid.
let them experience heartbreak on their own. Don't
Right.
plant the seed, like
The
letting them
kid's
know
gonna
to
have to make that
look
decision.
for it, because you
Right.
ain't even allowing to grow,
Right.
under
Kid.
your own, getting whatever built up from what you get
I,
from other people.
right. I've seen that, man, in some cases where the kid,
Wow.
the mom is pushing the deadbeat agenda, but the kid sees, kid, it makes the kid want to be with that parent even more, and they see, their father for what they are, rather than what the mom says. Man, that shit's sad, man. You should never get in the way of that, man. For you ladies out
Hmm.
there, should never get in the way of a relationship that if the father wants to have their kid, because one day you're gonna have
And
to answer for that shit.
that's a lot of times. Like I said, I've seen instances where, the father's active, he's there in the home, and it's just anytime, you can find time to, throw a little quip in or a
Yeah,
jab in, you'll
yeah,
do it. And it's
yep,
just, I know if the shoe was on the other foot, it'd be like, oh, look at him. He's being disrespectful. You don't respect her. And it's like, damn, but you got to respect the dude too. You know
exactly,
what I'm saying?
exactly,
And like I
man.
said, depending on who you even catch, for most dudes, they just ignore the shit and be like,
Oh,
well, I ain't listening to half the shit she's saying, but other people are.
well,
You know
man.
what I'm saying? Especially the children. You know what I'm saying?
I'm blessed, bro, to have a great my son's mother is a great mother. We don't we keep a good relationship with him. We don't our relationship never leaked into the relationship I have with my son. So I'm real
That's what's up.
grateful, man, because there's other people that's not as fortunate as I am.
Congratulations. Yeah.
I feel bad for him. I don't know if I could deal with that shit, man. It's like
Mm-mm.
that's being a father is hard first. Some relationships are so toxic that you gotta split up for the sake of the kid, man. Because that ain't
Yeah.
gonna that just preaches dysfunction, and the way that solve
Um,
problems is to argue and scream at the top of your lungs at each other, man. That shit ain't good for the kids. So I get it, man. People sometimes get into something when they're younger. They produce, we have a kid, and come to find out that shit don't work. I see plenty of people having great relationships with their, their exes and stuff with the kid when it comes to the kids, man. We
yeah, they
all
do.
got,
And sometimes that co-parenting is a better look
yeah,
because you get to see, I ain't gonna say, unabashed, like you coming over and, they got a table full of drinks or whatever, but you get to see them operate and they actually are at their full potential because they're
yeah,
comfortable and they get to be themselves more so than kind of truncating who they are because they're in a
right.
toxic situation and got to dial it down or whatever.
Right. Well,
So,
I mean, on that same token, man, I want to, thank the moms and then, there are legitimate deadbeats out there, man, and just go
they
around
really are. But I think a
reproducing.
lot of a lot of dudes that get a rap and just it's so much that's compounded that's going on because you might get that rap and then you can't line up land that job that you're trying to get, or
Yep.
you might work a job but it may not be allowing you to make the moves that you need
Right.
to make and stuff like that. Like I know personal friends that's going through stuff like that, and they still pressing through, but I
Right.
know that's tiring. You know what I'm saying? I know stuff like that is tiring, and just to ain't nobody out here giving handouts for real. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? If they do, more than half the time, you can expect them lifts to be going later because they're gonna let that you got a handout from them. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Which is why most people ain't really sharing when they going through shit.
Right. Yeah.
So
True. True indeed. I sent Rich, you out there. I sent you a link, Rich. I don't know what's going on, but I sent him a link. If you let him know, if you can
okay.
talk to him. I went on his Facebook. I think if that's the right person.
Hmm.
Sent him a link. He saw it, so I guess he'll join when he wants to join. But
Yeah.
shout out to the women out there that are legitimately, having to play the mommy and the daddy role. It's unfortunate, but uh, that's good, man. The kids, definitely are the beneficiaries of your hard work, sweat, and tears and shit, man. For these fathers out there need to step their game up. You know, sometimes it do take you to go to court. I hate to see when
Or
they
just, I mean, for real, at the end of the day, just if it's something, I mean, communication is a big part of it. But if you got to put your foot down on something, somebody being like that bullheaded, sometimes it takes doing that early on rather than it get to a fever pitch. And
right.
then you want to sort stuff out and it's past the point of talking.
Yeah.
Because the other person's like, look, I've been pleading with you in my own way. It might come across as nagging or whatever, but if you ain't really engaging me, it's like shit. What other alternative you leaving?
Right.
So like I said, I be getting both sides. It ain't like I'm up this joint talking about, oh yeah, the women this or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's definitely at the end of the day, I think our generation regarding kids, we tend to show our youth too much where we got them growing up too fast.
Right.
Like media's gonna do what they gonna do. You know, radio, you can hear any music any time of day. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to how it was when we were growing up. But a lot of stuff that's reserved for adults is like you catch these little motherfuckers ear hustling and they be looking at you like, what, I can't be a part of it? And it's like, man, you better go and put these motherfucking blocks together and learn your shapes and shit. Fuck out my face. You know what I'm saying? But you know, a kid's gonna, they always want to be, older than what they are. I remember my pops used to tell me, you fortunate enough you'll be an adult longer than you're a child, so stay as young as you can, as long as you can.
Listen,
that's real shit. For me, it is.
To that. Me too. If I could have took heed to that when I was younger, man, like your youth is your youth. I remember, I think my mom used to always say 3 going on 30 or 10 going on.
Yeah.
15 going on 30 and shit. Like you gotta always scale that.
My youngin, 3 going on 33.
Hey, shout out to mom in the chat, man. Good to see you back, mom. Good to see you feeling better.
That's what's up.
Your emoji.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. Yeah. So I mean, this is great. So today my topic, the topic of the show is retail holidays, man. And the comrade Diggerhertz kind of gave me an idea to use, a topic idea to use. Retail holidays. I've been talking about this for at least 20 years. Ever since I was working part-time at Sears. You know, I was there most of the year, and you see the signs change out for the holidays. And it seems like every holiday now requires you to go down to this local store or mall and purchase something to make it legitimate. And I just want to say, we're talking like, every day, like Mother's Day today. It doesn't take one day out the year for me to appreciate the mothers out there. The mothers are appreciated 365 days of the year. So I kind of feel like I want to get you guys' opinion on how much their retail, the commerce, if you will, have started having inputs on these holidays. If we break them all down from January all the way around to all around the sun, to how much of impact does that you going into the store buying something, does that validate anything to you guys? What are your guys' thought on that?
It don't validate shit.
Talk to him, Rich. What's up, Rich? What's going on, brother?
Good night, fellas. How y'all doing?
All right.
Yeah, man. Honestly, what in the world is going on? Somebody's in love?
Hold on.
Oh no, that's a TV commercial.
Damn.
Okay.
Go ahead, Rich. I turn you wrong.
Yeah, man. Honestly, man, these holidays weren't designed for us anyway. They were designed to keep us pretty much bounded to some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because these aren't our holidays, honestly.
That's
right. These ain't our holidays, man.
Yeah,
the only people I know to celebrate, only people I know that really celebrate Mother's Day once a year are white people. I'm sorry.
Well,
you see it.
There it is.
Look. All this shit, Valentine's Day, all this shit is a gimmick. It's stuff to keep your attention from whatever the fuck is going on. Just like goddamn Trump, same shit.
every time I think the year 1998 was the last year I actually went in debt buying Christmas presents. And after that, I've seen too many people go and get credit cards and go in debt on Christmas, man.
Yeah,
Man,
Trying
no
to
doubt.
satisfy every damn
Try to
body.
get
I
their
ain't gonna
shit back
lie,
during
man.
fucking taxes and everything.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
man.
ain't gonna lie. I give out the best
Right.
hugs, man. Shit. Y'all better get y'all hug game up.
Right.
Squeeze a motherfucker and keep your money in your pocket.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, before we go further, man, I gotta address this right quick.
Come on with
Wide body,
Either
man,
hug game or glove game.
wide body, you can't go play in that joint while we trying to talk about serious stuff, man.
Right.
Hey,
Right.
that shit was
My
great.
Distracted.
bad.
Play that shit one more
Yeah,
time.
man.
Play that shit one
Hey,
more
man.
time, bro.
Stop, no, man, don't do it.
All right, man.
Shit
All
was
right. I'm
great.
Motherfucker was
Man, we
creaming,
trying
bro.
to talk about serious shit. Don't
Right.
laugh at this shit in the background. Like, goddamn, man.
My bad,
Yeah,
man.
who's creaming? Who's creaming?
Nah, it's fucking.
God damn.
Oh, see, now that's in my head. God damn it.
Right.
Damn.
Oh man, but
Motherfucker.
that's real shit though, Rich. I'm glad you touched on that,
Yeah,
man.
that's
And
real talk, though.
Hey man, it goes way deeper than that
right,
because this
Yeah.
is it's not a holiday, but guess what? It's meant to mess up everybody who's down
Mm-hmm.
for it. Black or white don't matter. If you're
Mm-hmm.
into it, it's meant to mess
But
you up
that's
and hold you
but
back.
but that's because we buy into it though, and generationally we bought into so much stuff that don't, but that doesn't even have the
Anything you do with
true
us,
yeah, got nothing to do with us. But
We the main advocates of the shit. They don't give a fuck about your
right?
dirty ass.
oh crap,
It's called a mental
yeah,
genocide. That's what it's called.
Tell them, BG.
Call what, baby?
I said it's called a mental genocide. European holidays.
That
There
that's
you
exactly
go.
what it is, bro.
Yeah.
That's that's real.
But I mean,
Shit.
That is real.
Come on, man.
My bad.
And we talking about mental genocide and stuff. And damn.
No, that shit was
he
funny,
told you.
nigga.
He told you he had to start fucking his head. He told you that.
who opened up a pack of cookies, man?
Oh, that's me. Them hell of a good joints. Oh, my
Lorna,
bad. Let
some
me
some
go on.
Lorna, some Lorna Doone.
Nah,
But
the
yeah,
hell of a good buttermilk ranch joints. Make
I
the back of your
mean,
throat stink.
like for me, like, I mean, I don't really be tripping about the holiday shit like that. Once in a while, I go like, cause I
Yeah.
know my wife, she don't be tripping about shit like that. You know, most dudes say that my wife don't be really tripping about that, but back in the background, she
That
do.
that that
I
that's
know
that's
she.
that's a lie.
You see, but for
Every
the most
man.
part, I mean,
Being that motherfucker about the
she's
judo
not
chop.
one that gonna want like all this crazy ass shit. She don't want a gang of fucking chocolates and shit like that
Yeah, I
on
ain't
these
with
damn
You
What's up,
fucking
you don't
BG?
want them
fucking
Godiva's?
I ain't with them chocolates and shit. I'm cool.
I would shit I would do. I would go like get like edible arrangements. You know they got the
Yeah,
just but not the big ass joints that they be having.
The fruit
That's
trees.
yeah that's too much.
yeah.
Like I go get like the 5 or 10 piece like chocolate covered strawberries and like that, and
Oh, the
we'll both eat
bonbons.
them shits.
Oh,
Sometimes we
okay.
can't even finish them. It's like sometimes it's too much. Like, but
Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, it's sometimes
He said
what?
we both eat them shit.
Yeah.
He's right. RTO, bro. Yeah, we
Cause
both be eating them shit.
she ain't gonna finish them, so I end up having to eat some too, and then it's sometimes the shit's too sweet for me, so
No, I'm just
Yeah.
laughing because it's like multiple shits. It ain't
Right.
just one shit.
god damn man. Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, but
But yeah, you don't be tripping about too much shit
Game of
like that.
horses.
I
Sometimes
think
the
that
Right?
people get away
like
from
I had more success making music for her than I had
dope. See,
doing
What's up,
shit
little
like
man?
that.
That's
that
what's
shit
up.
was original, the principle,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Pavarotti ass.
That I think that has more care in it, and it says more "I love you" than going to buy
Yeah,
something. I think that's a quick band-aid as well. Just
yeah,
hey, I bought this, but you took care into something, man. Like I think that's
Yeah.
yeah,
Put some effort. You know
yeah.
what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Like let's take our holidays
Like that
back,
shit is
man. These
memorable. That shit's memorable. Like she's remember that shit forever that I
word
made
up.
that.
Pop that joint in the tape deck.
Yep.
That's what I did.
You can keep that forever. You never get rid of that. Like that's dope. Your father made this for me when we were, you know what I mean? We got married. That's,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
so,
Like the
you know,
Raider blanket, she made that for my birthday, I think,
see?
Oh, that's what's
and
up.
still got that
Damn.
shit. I've been having that since we've been together, and that's
That nigga
damn
like
it.
Linus with that motherfucker.
Basically shit.
That shit means
Yeah.
more. My kids make me
That's
things,
what's
man.
up.
That shit means so
Hmm.
much to me.
Yeah, man.
Like you can instead of buying me anything, when you make that in your heart, that shit's, you know, let's take
Put
our
some effort.
holidays. Take our holidays back. Like I'm not going broke for Christmas anymore. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
I'm not doing it,
Shit.
man. You not have
What's a wide body Christmas gift from here on out?
Wild Body Christmas says, hey man, Merry
Trips.
Christmas to you and your family. Recognize, you know, that, you know, and that's, you know, a pair of socks or something. I mean, I'm
They gonna be looking at you, man. Man, get these motherfucking
oh,
six
for me?
pack of crew socks. It's some bullshit, man. What
Tube
days?
socks. I like the tube
Right?
socks. Nigga.
Motherfucking salt and
With the
pepper,
the
salt and
motherfucker
pepper shaker with no salt in it.
Right,
the
right,
two stocks with the yellow and green stripes at the top.
right,
Oh
right.
shit, the Bill Lambier joints.
But
Right.
let's think about all the holidays that we have to go and buy something now. Let's start from the new year.
Shit, all
Okay,
of them. Only one you ain't gotta buy one is Flag Day. Shit.
but, right, and then you got
You,
Valentine's Day.
you got to buy a flag if your flag all tattered. Yeah.
Mhm.
Shit,
Ain't
that's if
got
you
no
steal
damn
one from your
flag.
neighbor.
Look
But
what Black
nah, you
Friday
think
did.
about it. Yeah.
Well,
Black
I
Friday
think
was never like that.
we was speaking on this earlier in the day, and
Excuse
it's
me.
we buy us as black we buy into so much stuff that has absolutely to do with us, but it's just been through years through conditioning that
Yeah.
has put us in a situation that we are in now. That's
Mm-hmm.
why
Hmm.
we're so much economical debt because everything that you know that's on a calendar we buy into. You
Mm-hmm.
know, whether it be you know going flooding the store on Valentine's Day at the last minute to get a box of chocolate and a you know what I'm saying, a box of chocolates and a card or whatever, or
Yeah, right after that, you
uh,
got Easter. You gotta go
Easter.
buy
I
shit
don't.
for
Yeah, I don't do
Easter.
that.
Fucking
Oh
Easter
no.
baskets.
But the thing
Yeah.
about it,
The bunny lake. Never mind. Go
but
ahead.
And
a
if you
lot
ain't
of
doing
it
that,
is
you gotta buy a suit.
yeah, but a lot of it is based on indoctrination. So
Mm-hmm.
you know when you've been when something been pounded into your head for so long, it's like it becomes second nature. It becomes almost
Hmm.
as easy as breathing. You
Mm,
know, and it's kind of hard to detach yourself from it because the social pressures of it, and you know, the everyday, you know, the other people who bought into it, and
Oh,
you know, they ostracize you, outcast you because you don't go with the trend or whatever the case may be.
damn, Joelle.
But
She was crying.
I think it's time for people, man, to
Damn.
who we talking about?
Joelle and B.
He crying?
Yeah.
Oh,
he
dang.
was crying.
Yeah, he was crying and walking in the hallway.
So they lost?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
oh
they lost by
shit,
two at the buzzer.
bruh. When you
Good
watch what
jumper,
happened,
good
Oh,
jumper.
he don't look
yeah,
good.
Oh,
yeah.
Mufufu and shit.
No, he don't look good.
Wow, that was racist.
Wow. Well, shout out to the Raptors.
Yeah, that was though, my buddy. Damn, but yeah, man, yeah, he lost in a bad way, and that was on him too. Yeah, he be crying.
That's on me,
Don't let
baby.
Mav see that, man.
That's on
Huh.
me, baby.
Keep that away from Mav.
That's on me, motherfucker.
Yeah, but you know, like I was saying, man, like indoctrination has had it to where we buy into everything because what they
Right.
do, they start at an early age. They started at an early age with us.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, they start with us when we're young to believe in Easter Bunny, Santa Claus,
The pagan
Tooth Fairy.
holidays.
A rabbit.
Right.
Hey.
When you're
Right.
older, you know, when you're older, you started, you know, you're older. It's easy for them to flip the religion in on you because you've already bought into the ideal of believing in something that you cannot see.
Right.
So
Cause yeah,
Look,
True indeed.
man. And wait till we go at that.
A bunny making eggs. I mean, that right there had always had me. I was hip. I was hip
But
real
I
early.
mean, that man. Oh man, see, this is why I be watching shows and shit. This is a show called American Gods, and they kind of go into this whole thing about, specifically, they had an episode on Easter and talking about how the actual goddess of, I think it was her name, Astera. I think her name was.
fertility god.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well,
fertility god. That's right.
so it was not, well, what they was talking about wasn't that guy. It was something else. They was talking about that, but then they was talking about the other one. And actually, this god is like the god of basically just, I guess, say the fertility of like just growth of land and shit. Just just plants and all, whatever. Just
Agriculture.
yeah,
Mhm.
all that in one. But they had to share it, and she was mad that she had to share this with Jesus and whatnot. And then they had like hella different Jesuses because he had so many different religions of Jesus. He had Mexican Jesus, he had white Jesus, I mean, he had black Jesus, he had, but then the show getting controversial and shit, so they called Mexican Jesus wetback Jesus and shit. It was
Damn.
shit was crazy, like man, the show was crazy. But the fact that she was mad that she didn't want to share it with him, but she did. And like she's a god, and the gods need people to worship her for the gods to actually stay gods and whatnot. And they're not worshiping her no more. Easter had been switched over to what we know as Easter is now and shit, and not what it used to be. So they go into it's fucking crazy, but just the fact of, I mean, yeah, we got fucking Easter bunnies laying eggs and shit. Like, nah.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
crazy.
but like I said, it all goes back to when you're 3 or 4 years old, and they teach you about these things, and what kills me about it, people are like, well, you're taking their childhood away from them. No, you're not taking their childhood away from them. But what you are doing is you're preparing them for a real life,
For exactly.
a real outlook on life. You know what I'm saying? So you start buying, like I said, it's easy to get to indoctrinate us with that kind of stuff because, like I said, from the beginning, we're taught to believe in that stuff. Although you've never seen an Easter Bunny, you've never seen Santa Claus, you've never seen any of these things that they give us. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you're an adult, you know, you start buying to other things that with the checks and balances against what it is out here.
Right.
It don't make sense, but since you have been, force fed and because like it's a religion Ponzi scheme there is. I mean, I'm sorry, not Ponzi, pyramid scheme. I'm sorry. Because
man,
it's ingrained in you. Like our ancestors, they were tortured, hung, beat to believe. You know what I'm saying? And so like our ancestors had to do it to keep themselves alive, to keep us alive. But through time, we got separated from our heritage and our cultures and our truth and bought into that because that's just what was the thing of the day or whatever. And in turn, what it did was it made us docile. It made us not fight. It made us not, it made us so docile and so turned the cheekish, if that's a word.
Oh man, man.
We won't fight for nothing, man. We will second guess anything that comes to us fighting for something that's rightfully ours or equality or whatever the case may be, because that's what religion does.
Oh, can I add on to that before you go on? Like, okay, I dig the Doug Martin. Like, I never take anything away what Martin Luther King did, but I got that Malcolm X approach, man. If I'm sitting down at somewhere, you throw a spit on me or something like that, I'm with that approach, man. I'm gonna have to fight that with the same type
knock
of
him out the stocks.
Yeah, the same shit. You see, we being serious here now, RTO. You want me to play with the horn shit?
Man, I wasn't talking about playing the horns, man. But no, I mean,
hold on. You want him to what? Want him to play with what? Whoa!
I'll tell you.
Oh, okay.
Oh God. Oh fuck.
I thought he was gonna play it. There it is.
But like, but wasn't that book And I'm not discounting the book as well, but in that book,
Mhm.
it's certain things not supposed to his nonviolent approach to things, man. Which I can't say that I couldn't have done that, man. There's no way in hell. I'm
Yeah,
sitting at a diner or just going there sitting down and people are throwing eggs and shit at me, spitting on me, and I'm just taking it like, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So a
But he
lot of
changed. He was starting to change that though. But
yeah,
I
you had
understand where you're
to,
coming from. Yeah, I
you
understand
know.
where you're coming from.
I kind of feel, yeah, we are programmed because look, man, look at the internet now. Now we were before the Dr. Sebi thing. I'm gonna shout out Vlad TV on this. Vlad TV is just
Oh man, I was watching that
this
too,
Cal
man.
Sebi, he cult leader and all that. Like that's the
Yes.
come on, man. Like
He
yo, this
he just do not
I wasn't
believe there's
never.
no fucking
I
way in the
seen
world that was Dr. Sebi could do was possible.
right,
He discounted everything about that man.
right,
you
like
know why? Because they don't
man.
believe. Never mind.
So Papa Wu, he said
I
Papa
know
Wu
why.
had his
Yeah, leave my
huh?
seat. I'm cool.
Yeah, he was
I'm
saying
cool. I
that
got
Dr.
peace.
Sebi
Dog, say it.
basically
No, no,
was on
no.
some
Talk.
cult shit because he had 17 kids.
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
then what's the name? What's the name?
Yeah.
Like Papa Wu
Who
got
had
fucking
16?
16 kids, so that make him a damn cult leader too and
Right.
shit. Like, yeah,
Vlad,
yeah,
see, not all good, not all knowledge is good knowledge, man.
right,
That just goes to show you right there. But,
right.
Vlad think he doing something. Look where he getting his knowledge from. And Jamar's like, look, man, this shit's been proven.
I'm
Sebi,
saying
I don't know all his his findings and stuff, but it looks like this man is not actually a clinical doctor. But who fucking cares? The clinical, like who they like
like you
Jamar
said,
said,
it's just a paper.
right? A
If
lot
this
of
shit work, it work.
right.
Right.
But look at all the other shit they didn't even telling us. Oh, eat eggs back in the 80s. Oh, eggs got high cholesterol now. Or don't drink wine. Or go ahead and drink wine. And a lot of stuff where people are suing, doing
Yeah.
class action suits against, these companies because people got, birth defects from taking this certain
Hmm.
kind of medication. So obviously the clinical shit ain't, that's
And a
that's
lot of
straight
that
up
shit is
fucking dope.
a
That's
lot of that
dope.
shit
But
is made up, man, just for
the same people that'll tell you, man, to drink milk because it's healthy.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
vitamin D and all that stuff. And I was
Please break
sharing
that
with Y about it earlier
man.
about
All you
how,
gotta do is watch
yeah,
video
about how,
on cow milk. Just watch it.
yeah, I was sharing with him about how like you people. I was watching a commercial. I think it had Al Horford on. I think Clay has done a commercial. I think Kevin Love has done one. But anyhow, they're
Muscle
talking about
milk.
how yeah, milk is for this, milk is for that.
Mm.
I was telling Why I said, do me a favor next time you in the kitchen. I said, take some milk and put it in a plastic bottle, or even put it in some Tupperware and leave it, let it freeze. Now I said, when you drink milk in this liquid state, it appears to be white.
Yeah.
Now when you freeze that, it's completely yellow, and it's
Mm-mm.
yellow for a reason.
Mm.
Because if I go freeze a can of white paint, get that paint gonna be white when I take it out the freezer. Now, when you
Oh
freeze
god.
milk, milk is yellow for a reason. It's yellow because there are pus and other
Mm-hmm.
and other
Yeah,
and
oh,
Mm.
other
nasty.
parasites and crazy shit in it. So it's like
Yeah,
you
it's
drink
milk.
you're
Is
actually
I
drinking
mean,
pus.
it's I mean, I mean that's true. It's
Think
that's what it
about
does,
it.
and you got to do a lot of
So
shit to make it
like when
not
you
fuck you up. You got to homogenize it to keep it
Yeah,
fresh.
why
You
you
got to do
why
all
you
this other
do all
shit
that for that though?
because it's not for us.
Exactly.
We're
Look,
not cows.
I know that Amish can drink that raw
and
milk.
cat and cows don't even drink the milk. Like
Yeah,
we you 40 years old, you still drinking milk. A calf drinks milk until it gets to the point where
it don't
its
need
milk is
to.
good to go. And it
It's
and
just
it
to
and
get
it
its
and it,
nutrients
and it
as it grows to become, you know, fully able to do what it needs to do. It's not supposed to be something that's done forever.
right. So that's why I was in all of this that we're talking about here, man. We do these things because we learn wrong, and not
Hmm.
only do we learn wrong, we are taught wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at everything we're talking about, it's because we've and somewhere down the line we've been taught this by somebody who's
Hmm.
taught that, who learned it from somebody,
Hmm.
who either knowingly told them this falsehood or didn't know. Either way, it's dangerous to not know. But what's even crazy is when you even when you're educated about it, now some people will refute it because once you know the truth about something, you're responsible now.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well,
So
you know
you
what's
know,
crazy with that? What's the dude name? Wood Harris. The guy
Yeah.
played Avon on I think I said this before. He played Avon on The Wire. He was saying when he met Stringer, Elvis Ida or whatever his name is.
Idris.
Idris Elba. He grew up in
Elba.
Idris Elba. He grew up in he was from the UK over there. They were saying in high school that they really studied learn about African history, the culture
Yeah.
of it. And I think back to when I had shout out to Mr. Chambers, my history teacher in high school, only history teacher I can remember. But we learned about czars over in Europe, and we would never learn anything close or remotely close to any African history, man, in class. Whether it be Black history or not, we never learned anything on that, man. And they went around it. To me, it just felt like it was done intentionally. So we wouldn't, and in at that time you had to be, ain't nobody was going to the library buying African study books, man, learning about that shit. But we sort of learn about King Louis over here and the czar of this one here, back in the 1500s, and the Roman Empire and the
Mm-hmm.
Republic and all that shit. But now once we ever find anything out about our ancestry, and there's plenty of African history, but that shit,
Mm-hmm.
and when he was in school, high school, that stuff was embedded in these people, man. But we don't, so he kind of looks at the whole. There's no melting pot with him. It's totally different the way that they look at it. They was taught to them the right way, and we, like I said, we over here. Our curriculum has nothing to do remotely close to
Right.
anything.
I
Well, that
think
shit that.
our curriculum is basically set up uh to further the programming. So whatever
Uh-huh.
Yes.
whatever the religion don't do, we're gonna doctor these books
Mm-hmm.
to
Yep.
finish out the job or what have you. Now granted, I'm pretty sure all of us have a high school education or whatever. But how many of our educations extend beyond what we were taught in the classroom? How many people are doing for self knowledge
Right.
and searching for those truths or whatever? Because to be honest with you, man, I learned more by listening to hip hop than I ever learned in school.
Uh-huh.
And I was a smart dude in school. But what I need to know to navigate this land, I learned it from hip hop.
Uh-huh.
I didn't learn it from you know you know going to school
Social
from kindergarten
studies.
to 12th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't learn. I learned through hip hop because hip hop listening to KRS, listening to
Me too.
listening
Poor
to
righteous teachers.
Poor right
right
teachers. Yeah.
PRT and X Clan.
Right.
Those are the
Mm-hmm.
people who taught me, and they taught me about self.
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
when I was getting a little glimpses into, I can't forget Chuck D, one of
Yeah.
my favorite rappers. Those guys were the ones who, you know, shine light on those things that made me explore a little bit further.
Mm-hmm.
So those are my teachers. You know what I'm saying? Those are the people
Yeah.
who spark that idea in my head. Like, man, it's much more to me than you know uh, the safe Negroes they give you on for Black History Month. There was Nat Turner, there was Malcolm, there was Marcus Garvey, there were so many people that uh I should have been learning about. But like I said,
Mm-hmm.
it's all
Mm.
on purpose
I mean,
because
that's just
they
like in
don't want to give you
school.
nobody
That's
that.
what me. They only give me
It'll
four
keep
four
it'll
Nero
keep
class
us
to talk about it.
damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like in school, and they teach you that the the continent, United States, is bigger than Africa.
Oh, no, no, no,
Man,
no. I got one better for you. If you ever look at a map of Asia,
bullshit.
they'll say Asia is bigger than Africa. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Yeah.
like, that's just like the movie The Mummy. I always speak about it because I fucking can't stand that movie. Like, if you don't know about
Mm.
like the fact that they gonna tell you Imhotep is an evil character and shit, like
Hmm.
I
But
cannot
that's
fucking
that's
stand
what they
at
have to
that, but
that's what they have to do. They have to do that in order to they had to demonize
Funny.
anything that is even reflective of black culture and black history. Like,
yeah.
and I'll never forget this, man. And shame on this woman for her reluctancy to say anything. I was watching. My wife used to watch the Today Show in the morning while she get ready for work. So I'm watching it with her, and some a woman came on there and tried to substantiate claims that um, Cleopatra was white.
Oh yeah, I was
So
gonna mention
Oh,
that because they did it
What?
on today's show. Yeah,
yeah,
they did
so
this
God
rendering
damn.
of Cleopatra, and they had her looking
right,
all super Caucasian.
She was black. The lady was
right,
black that said it.
right. No, a white lady. But check
Oh,
this
okay.
out.
Yeah.
The lady who co-hosts on the Today Show, not Coda, Hoda, Coach. I think she
Hold
Hoda
her.
Kotab or something like. Anyhow,
Hold
she's
her.
she's Egyptian. So
Yeah.
I'm sitting here
right.
looking like, wow, are you actually gonna let this shit go down? Because
But
you're Egyptian. You know for a fact this ain't true, but you're co-signing it. And
Oh,
and
Right.
she
and when you
said
don't
that
say
that's
something,
what it
no,
was.
she didn't say it. She said he said that.
listen. No. What I'm
No, the
saying is
host
that
on the
the
show was
the whole
co-signing that
no
Cleopatra was
no
white.
no not co-signing, but she was silent. So that's like a co-sign.
Oh, okay, so she didn't speak up on it.
No, she didn't try to no, interject or say, well, what about blah 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 blah. Like, and you're
Yeah,
Egyptian, so you should
yeah,
know.
She want her
You
goddamn job, bro.
Colonizer.
yeah,
She
right,
knows, but
right,
That's crazy.
yeah,
right. But that's what I'm saying. Your silence is the ultimate cosign.
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's your cosign. And I looked at that and I asked my wife and I was like, wow. I said, are you bearing witness to this shit? Man,
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Straight bullshit.
when they did
colonizer.
that, well, that was like last year when they did
it,
that shit, or a couple of years ago.
no,
I
That
was
was
like,
like last
it
year,
was the
about last year.
tail end of last year.
yeah, I'm like, this is some
Wow.
absolute bullshit. Like, how you gonna come on? Does that even make sense? Like, just think about that. Y'all not
I
even
guess
in the picture
I,
at that time, so how the fuck is she gonna be white? Like,
the
man,
same way
look
why
like
Look
You
at
know
Lorraine
white
what they
why
always
Hall.
said
Egyptian
about
in the
Egypt.
Egypt?
Bible.
Think
It
about it.
Look
don't
When
at
say
them
Egypt,
white
nothing.
kings, bro.
what they always say about Egypt,
Exactly.
man, is they never recognize it as
Yeah,
being
The
part of
Christians,
Africa,
the
man.
Christians know that, and they'll never say nothing.
Well,
Never.
Nope.
the reason why it's the reason why they don't consider it is because when you look at it, it's so rich in history that they just had to have it for themselves.
Yep.
The
Yeah,
gold,
yeah,
Yeah, it's
all
a
the rich history. Like you go somewhere like you go to Ethiopia and places like that. There's nothing luxury. There's nothing
No
luxury about.
resources, shit.
Although there is something beautiful about Ethiopia, but in
oh
their
god.
eyes, yeah,
Hmm.
in their eyes, it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh well, we'll take Egypt and forget about Ethiopia, or
Right.
forget about the Sudan, or forget about Soweto. I mean,
Oh, even
Angola.
Oh,
So
they didn't forget about it, man. They
the
tried to fight and take
Spain
it,
is
but
our
they were
history too,
never able
man.
to take it.
But
Nope. That's
right,
why.
they
But
want
if
to
that
go straight
motherfucker
east.
would have had some rich resources, you best believe we'd have made that work. Believe that.
Dude.
Spain is us too, though. But everybody want to go straight to Egypt, though. See, people they don't study Spain.
nah.
Spain is
You said Spain?
Morocco. Well, yeah,
And
Morocco, Africa.
just like the Moors and stuff that
Yeah.
taught the caveman how to bathe and all that good stuff. Like
Hmm.
people don't reference that history. They don't know that people
Of
most the
course
average
not.
person
More
don't know that
Spain.
history. Yeah, they don't know about
You know the reason why?
the Normandy conquest when they went on a crusade to burn anything that
Hmm.
resembled anything that predated what they was about, so
hmm,
they can steal people's steal the identity of what it
yeah.
was that was the law of the land or what have you.
Hmm.
Yeah. Man, look, I'm gonna tell
Sad.
you like this, bro. Honestly, if you really look back at how these motherfuckers have demonized black people, demasculate men in general, and constantly lie about our history, just imagine us knowing, like being raised and knowing who we are
Right.
and
Got a
and
lot to do with
where we
shit.
came from, and that's power. That's why they constantly twisting shit and turning it into something for them. Because if we actually knew it,
Yep.
them motherfuckers could not control it. They couldn't handle it.
Knowledge is power. The right knowledge is power.
What,
I
what,
agree
what, I-
with
what,
that.
I- what, I- what I tell you earlier, man? I said, when you're armed with knowledge, man. I mean, the sky's the limit.
Yep.
You know.
What did
Right.
Brother Muzone
Right.
say?
Oh God.
What's the nigga with a library card?
Yeah.
Yep. Nailed that one.
I mean, that was real talk though.
Straight up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but Rich is right though, man. Imagine we would have been equipped with the right shit and identity, knowledge of self, and we would have got that at an early age. That's why I praise a lot of 5%ers, man. Even though a lot of their outlooks are not particularly mine, they did have some kind of foundation. They had knowledge of self, knew who they were. They had to go outside of the school and actually teach themselves, and they had sponsors, and before they can even get an attribute, they would have to learn mathematics and they had some kind of foundation, man. A lot of those brothers now, man, are put together and they're righteous in a sense to where they're not freaking saints by any means, but they have some kind of foundation. And like I say,
man.
Yeah, exactly. They have some kind of outlook on things, and they know at an early age that a lot of this shit was corrupted that they were teaching to us, and they went along with it. Hey, I need my diploma. Let me go ahead and but I know the real truth. So too bad they couldn't save a lot of other people, coming up in the ranks, if you will.
Like, because here I would believe there's some 5%ers out here, but for the most part, we just have the Nation of Islam.
Yeah.
And I'm learning more about the 5% stuff, especially from watching the Wu-Tang joint.
Yeah.
And everything. And a lot of what they was talking, I like the whole thing. Like, if I was growing up at that era, at that time, if I was at that age, I probably would have been down with that, because the thing that they do, I mean, like the thing that they do that I like more than anything is just the discipline.
Yeah,
like that. Yeah, I'm with that.
Right. I've been trying to study it because I'm with some people that I want to study. They're gonna teach me lessons or whatever. But, if you want to learn more, it's a whole YouTube page.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure. Yeah.
School of Mecca.
I know you're talking about it.
Ran by Mecca. Yeah.
The literature is out there, but you better be serious about this shit, because it ain't nothing to shake stick at.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
No, that's why I never really jumped into it. And I grew up around them.
Yeah, because them guys, they ask you what today's mathematics is. You ain't on your score. You ain't on your shit.
Your ass.
Straight up. I know. I ain't. Oh, never mind.
Well, no, straight. No, man, that's dope that you're doing that, BG.
Yeah. I ain't Miles.
Damn.
True indeed.
Right, that's a new. That's a new horn. Oh man, that's a new horns. Damn, that is a new horns. That's fucked up.
But it's like, man, it's like,
Oh my God, here we go.
That's the new horns, man.
Let's go.
That's what I'm saying. That's the new horns. Oh damn.
You gotta record that RTO, because I'm just playing it right now. You gotta get that on file. You are the DOM librarian / historian.
And I hope dude ain't watching.
All the good clips.
I don't even think you know about WIDEBODY like that.
I know.
Hey, but I go to remember going to the deli, man, and you have some 5%ers that are they're out there, man. They drinking, smoking weed, whatever. Then you got the real serious ones, man, that they're strict, like if you Catonians, if you will, like they buy the book with it. They don't have to, even though it do allow them to smoke weed and whatever, like, man, they still got the discipline though in other areas, man. But I married that shit about them, man. If there'd been more of us that were, they had, man, and this is the age when they didn't have internet and stuff and literature and stuff. I see these guys with like stacks of paper, photocopy paper, man, and that they was getting they grind on, man. And like I say, man, a lot of those people, they're aware, man, what's going on, man. And then you be in class, before the bell rings, or you do your stand up and do the Pledge of Allegiance, and they be sat down, they wouldn't get up. I wouldn't get up neither, because at that time, a lot of stuff was going on. The Rodney King situation was going on. People feeling like, You know, I've never really been at a point where I felt that I was part of, kind of, hey, this is my country, man. I always felt
Yeah,
oppressed.
society.
Yeah, you know what
Nah,
I'm
I'm
saying.
saying
So it was never a time where it was all good. Did it get better? Did it get worse? I don't know. In some areas, I say no. It hasn't got better. I think the awareness is out there now, but we're so quick to discount real stuff because we're so programmed that anytime the truth is there, but we're so programmed we don't want to receive it because they think people are on left field and shit, man. And actually, that's center field. If you think and look about, and you
Yeah,
look into it, man.
it's just
You
all
look at all the shit that we buy into, man. We're so quick. It's like, and I'm not going. I'm just going to touch this Nipsey thing really quick. It's like, man, I praise what the man did. I felt he should have been given his flowers when he was alive. He's gone now. A lot of people are just like, oh, listen, bro, like he's not the second coming of Christ here. I'm just saying, I'm not discounting what he did. I'm not taking anything away from what he did. But
after dark.
huh?
I have something to share after dark.
Come on. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
damn. I'm going to share it
Yeah.
now, but I want to say that, man.
Mm-mm,
Every
mm-mm.
circle, every podcast, these people are like,
Every, yeah.
Pac,
Everything extra.
Pac said what Nipsey did and all that. It's I don't know. But we so quick to jump. I don't know, man. We pick and choose, man, and we do pick. We just go all the way in, man, with no scuba gear on.
I was
Just
just
hey, just
saying,
jump.
there's
He's
this book called 48 Laws of Power.
Mm-hmm.
And I
hmm
can tell you there's some laws in there that Nipsey has kind of mastered, I'll say.
Okay.
hmm
But
Okay.
I'll tell you after dark because everything ain't for everybody.
Okay.
Right. Right.
Right, yeah.
All right. I'm not taking. I'm not taking anything away from what the man has did. I think it was noble. I think that I think we need about a good 10,000 Nipseys around here. But it just we pick and choose. We pick and choose what we want. We want to receive, man. We pick and choose what we want to. To me, it's like it's gotten to be all about the views and shit, man. Instead of being you're gonna have to do things. You're gonna have to say things that are not favorable. You're gonna have to say things that everyone's not gonna agree on, but it has to be said. And if you're on that forum, you have the ears, you have the attention, you have the amount of people that's that you're basically bringing things people to. You're gonna have to say the undesirable things, man. It just comes with it.
hmm
But I don't see anything. I don't see any of that, man. I just see people going with the being politically correct all the time, man. And they're afraid, hey, if I say the wrong thing, then people are gonna shun me, and I'm gonna be banished, man. But you'd be surprised, man. Some people are there. People are there because they want to hear you say the things or want to hear about the unfavorable things because it's the game of life here. It's not everything is not gonna be peach and cream. Everything not gonna be flowers and roses, man. There's gonna be times where you're gonna have to break things down that might not be the most popular thing,
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yep. Right along with you, bro.
Yeah.
Straight up. But we live and we learn.
I gotta say shit that needs to be said.
Absolutely, man. And uh,
Yeah.
there's plenty of people out there that I just think, even we see that shit in music, man, all the time. You see people, I ain't gonna name his name, but I know one of our
Yeah.
comrades we don't like the guy because he keeps jumping sides and shit. You just there to you complaining about your 20,000 subscribers, man. I barely got 20. You bitching and moan about that. What you're not gonna do anymore. What got you the 20,000 subscribers? But you're not doing that anymore because you don't be known as that. Well, guess what, brother? 20,000 people say otherwise. 20,000 people hit that subscribe button because you were doing the shit that you don't want to do now. But so you are known for that. Why don't you just embrace that stuff and take it somewhere else? And then maybe you could sprinkle your little whatever you want to put in there. I'm just
But
saying.
but but a lot of it is that at some point in time,
Much
you
like
had
right.
you had to change up what's not working for you, especially when you see a lot of people are well versed in the YouTube universe and they know what they
Mhm.
know. They've been there from the beginning, so they kind of know the ins and outs. They know how what works for them. They know how the traffic flows. When you start seeing these things and you start seeing a shift in the paradigm, you have to do something that's gonna act good. Because I'll be complaining too if I'm here I'm on one plateau at one period of time, and I'm seeing it constantly dwindle and dwindle down. So now once I do the knowledge, and I'm kind of breaking everything down and seeing what they're doing to actually not give me my proper respect or proper due, or give everything that I'm due. Now it's time to
Mm-hmm.
make new moves. See, the worst thing you can do is acknowledge somebody doing you wrong, and you sit there and get a ringside seat for it and keep enjoying it. See, when you
Yeah,
when you find when you find out what you need to find out about that situation, you need to do one or two things. You need to quit entirely, or make a better plan to do what you want to do on your own terms. So
right.
I applaud anybody who has enough wherewithal to be like, you know what, man, this is what I'm looking to do. This is what I'm going to do. I'm gonna actually do that because I'm tired of this, that, or the third, or whatever.
I'm
You
t-
know,
Mm-hmm.
so
I'm talking about the guy that has he's got a good run. He understands the YouTube University. Guy's winning. He's up to 20,000 subscribers. He starts doing a sir. He has a niche, man. He does cover tunes really good. He can emulate almost any damn thing that's out there on the charts or that was on the charts. He gets to the 20 grand, right? So he gets to 20 grand. He says, "Damn, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired of people associating me with this. I'm a singer, man. I want to do R&B now." So he
yeah.
cuts that out and he starts doing R&B. He's doing everything else that didn't get him to where he was at. And all of a sudden
Which was
now
cool. Which was
he's
cool though. That was fine. You can do your. I mean, you can do with that, but don't get mad when
yeah,
other
that's what I'm
cats is.
saying. Right.
Yeah, when other
Well,
cats kind of. Yeah, man. What's up with the other stuff you used to do? I used to love those.
right.
Ah, I don't do that shit no more.
Well, look, you
Don't come
know,
at me for that.
right.
Right.
But
Right.
that's why people, are here for, because that's what you do. I'm not
Yeah.
saying if that's what you stood on, that was your foundation, and that's what springboard you use. You just can't take the springboard and take it out the equation. And then like, I don't do that. And then that's, you frown upon people that ask you about it. And I seen it.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, bro. I don't want to be known as that. That's not just all I do. Like, wow, man. Like, but you stood on that though. You stood on that when your shit was rising up to where it was at, and now you shitting on it.
Man,
I
I'm
just
lost.
like, wow, I don't get that. If that's what you're gonna
Yeah.
ride with,
Nah. You talking about somebody else? Hers.
Uh, yeah, I'm lost. But anyhow, that's what I
Nah.
mean.
Yeah. It's not what you think. But yeah, you talking about some completely different. But I know who you talk about. But
dude, and
yeah.
he's real talented dude, man. But
Yeah.
I'm lost too.
and then I see him crying about people not, like, wow, bro, you said
There's
20,000
no
subscribers.
one we know
Yeah,
personally.
no, nobody, no one personally. No
Yeah.
comrades or anything. No, it's just other guy that's been out there for a while. He's real talented dude, man. He's real talented, man. I think he's been a Full Sail and shit like that. He's got a niche, man. But listen, man, like that's what you stood on, and that's what you roll with. I mean, shit. I
Oh
mean,
yeah. Okay. I'm hip.
like, that just gets me. And then dude, like, why are you tripping? Like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
But I guess you get that with people like that are I mean, not we're all creators, but I don't know. I guess I'm just wired differently, man. But you live and you learn, man. But man,
Yeah. I mean,
I applaud people that YouTube. Like from what I'm hearing on YouTube, when I first started YouTube, man, I used to have double the views, and then they rated my channel explicit, and then after that, my viewership cut in half, and I was getting I was starting to grow a little, man, and then it just stopped, man. So it is what it is. But I know a lot of people that quit their jobs, man, and quit their careers to pursue YouTube. And these guys got 500,000 subscribers, and they were actually making a living. Now they're going to the Patreon, and you got to join and pay a little monthly subscription. They say YouTube just turned on the dial, man.
that's
And
why that lady went and shot up YouTube.
oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
They
Oh, that's
fucked
why.
with her.
That's why she. That's why
She
she said
yeah,
she did
she
that.
freaked when they start fucking with shit.
Yep.
They fucked with her livelihood, and she
Yep.
flipped out and went to the damn campus and shot shit up.
Wow. But YouTube because YouTube is the only game in town. But you put another another entity up there that's similar to YouTube and
Yeah.
that, you know,
You got Vimeo, but people don't know about
Well, yeah.
Vimeo.
yeah.
It ain't nowhere near the same.
It ain't the same, but it's it's something. And
Right.
Yeah.
for a while, I was a matter of fact. I think I'm going to start back using Vimeo
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
wholeheartedly. Like I used to post stuff on Vimeo all the time, but I stopped. But uh,
Yeah.
I think it's time for me to give Vimeo some of my attention as well.
Yeah.
Does it
I
have
mean,
an
I was on it too, but that was just because Knife was on there.
does it have an app for it?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, it's an
phone
app. It's
phone
I'm gonna check
definitely
that
an
out.
app for it.
Check that out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could like, cause Knife used to stream on it, and he used to go ham on Vimeo.
I'll put it like this.
No, that was Ustream. My bad. That was Ustream. That was Ustream.
I did a remake. I did a Brandy remix, Brandy and Kanye West remix.
Mm-hmm.
When I
Oh
put it
yeah,
on
that
you
shit was crazy.
when I put it on YouTube, they 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 struck me, and
Damn.
Yeah,
they were so I put it on Vimeo. I ain't heard nothing back
yeah,
from them.
they not big enough for that.
Right. Man. Whoever I want to go shake the person's hand, whoever took over SoundCloud, because SoundCloud should have been dead 3 years ago.
Chance the Rapper.
Yeah, okay. So because y'all remember that? Because when I first got up with y'all
Yeah,
was in the process of taking y'all shit off of SoundCloud,
yep,
and that's all I used to use was SoundCloud, and it was like sound because remember they used to have the groups you could put your shit
yeah.
in certain
That's why I
groups.
stopped because they took groups away,
Yep.
and like at first, I mean, I think they still got the free accounts and whatnot, but when they started doing the ads, that's when I was like,
Yeah,
nah, I'm
bro.
good. I couldn't fuck with it no more. But
Oh my god,
I was heavy on SoundCloud,
that's my
but
only
it
subscription I
just
had too.
yeah, I couldn't fuck with it no more.
All right,
Yeah, but yeah,
that's dope. SoundCloud was the shit, man.
it was. It had it definitely had its time. I mean,
I
it
think
still do, but it's just I think more the youth is then took that shit over. They run that shit like that's how the youth
I think
find new artists and shit.
I think the youth did it, but more so than the youth, I think the cast who are major players in the game, they destroyed it first because you know they don't really need a SoundCloud. But guess what happened? A lot of your favorite rappers, a lot of rappers
They
who
were
was
leaking
popping.
their shit on SoundCloud.
Exactly.
mhm.
So they're
Yeah.
just like something like South by Southwest that was from what I remember, it wasn't as always as big in terms of the talent as it is today. Like
Mhm.
now it's a big deal because these cats who are on these major label dudes, they run into South by Southwest to get they to gain more visibility or whatnot.
Uh-huh. Right.
Whew,
Right.
fuck.
But that was
So
what was popping before that? Was it SoundClick or something?
SoundClick,
SoundClick.
MySpace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't have the
Yeah.
internet fortitude when MySpace because I think MySpace was perfect for artists,
Man,
producers.
Yeah, it was.
bruh, listen,
Sound,
most
MySpace
of
was
my
the
producer,
shit.
most of my producer friends that I know, man, I met in '05, '06, man, dealing with
Yep.
I was posting new beats every week.
Mm-hmm.
It get to a certain level, get to a certain level. I would good night. I'll see you in the morning. If they got like about 100 plays, I uh I did. Yeah, but
Yeah,
once it got to a certain point, man, I just changed it. I changed everything up.
Right. Well,
yeah.
what you
And
remember,
Me and my
Facebook
partner
wasn't like
Tom,
that at
man.
first. It wasn't personable like MySpace was. You didn't have your own layout. You couldn't. I mean, you could
No,
design your
no,
page and everything on MySpace.
nothing like MySpace. Yeah,
But it just kind of, to me, it was generic form of MySpace when I first seen it, and I was just wondering, like, why is everyone flocking to this? I'm like, I don't get it, man. I think MySpace was more to me. It just had more. It's still to me the format still to me was better than Facebook, man. And I thought
like
MySpace was that shit, man. I didn't use
Facebook
it correct.
was kind of something different. Like
Yeah.
Facebook was for, excuse me, everybody. Like That's for fucking like adults and college people and everything is it's more formal. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, MySpace definitely the spot for musicians for real.
Right.
Any type of, it ain't even just a musician, it's just artist. Period. Like MySpace was shit.
At one point, I even added some app to it so I can get like 2 or 3 more songs on my playlist because I think it gave you like 3 or 4 maybe.
Yeah.
Then when Tom caught a hold of that, they started giving more leeway to post more songs and stuff. I was posting songs, man, every daggone. Like I said, every week. If we get to a certain, if I reach 100 plays, I'm switching it out. I was cranking them out then, boy. Ooh, man, I was making.
Boy, Shaq would have bust his head on that.
It kept the engine going. You know how you something to shit. I was you know how much y'all remember when Google Plus came out? It's supposed to be the Facebook killer.
Man, come on, bro.
Trash.
Yeah.
That shit was ass juice.
I think they about to cancel that shit.
No, they did cancel it.
They did. All right.
They shut that stuff down, man. A couple months ago.
That shit made no sense. I didn't get it. I still don't get it.
I was trying.
I had a homeboy who was using that shit. He was using that like he swore by it.
Fucking Greg Savage is.
I heard
Greg
him.
Savage.
Yeah, he God damn, what's the name of his fucking site? But he does like sound design and whatnot. He had like the phonetic boom bap sound kit that came out.
Yeah, that's
I think it's on Machine Masters.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was Greg Savage, and he was on fucking Google Plus like a motherfucker. Like every day he was posting shit. But I think he's just on Twitter now. But yeah, that's how I came up across him. I found out he was from Oakland and shit. I'm like, oh. Then he came out with that sound pack or whatnot. But yeah, that dude. I was probably the only person I was actually following on that shit.
Wow. Thought that was a Facebook killer. Yeah, I'm leaving that. It's like it kind of remind me of when the Windows phones came out. I'm leaving. See you later, Android.
Get me started on that shit.
Windows phone.
Oh man, let me tell you something, man. my old man, he used to call that Windows Nokia phone, man, the iPhone killer, man.
Man, that shit was horrible.
I was like, bro, you gotta be you cannot be believing this, man.
Man, that Windows OS was so trash. Like, man, I had to use Opera for the fucking Internet Explorer. Man.
Damn.
That shit was
HTC phone that was Windows Phone.
Yep, HTC. Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I had. It wasn't that blue little joint that had like the tiles and shit that they came out later. I had the HTC joint there from T-Mobile that came out first.
That was called the Aria. The HTC Aria. I had that.
My shit was a faceplate, and then you slide it back, and then there's a keyboard underneath. It was like a.
Okay, see, now I didn't have that. Mine had like a little kickstand, and it came with Transformers 1 and 2 on it.
Damn.
Yep.
I had a weird ass charger port. You lost that charger, man. You couldn't borrow nothing from no charger from nobody. You was ass out, boy. Man,
I got that shit, and then that's when I found out about rooting phones, because I couldn't deal with that OS, man. That shit was horrible. I found out about rooting phones. I'm like, yeah, we give an actual fucking Android fucking OS going on this shit.
Oh man, I was rooting my shit so much, man. I was just trying to pray I ain't brick it.
Yeah.
Remember them Evos dropped? That was like that Evo was high anticipation for that Evo.
My homeboy had the Evo. He was with Sprint, so Evos.
Yep.
Like the one, because like the one I had with T-Mobile was called the Aria. It was like the Evo. And
yeah, I really wanted one of those, man. Evo was that phone.
The Evo was some of the first phones to have 3G.
Yeah, motherfucker didn't have dual speakers in the front and shit.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
So did the Aria, but it wasn't the OS. It just was crappy. Like you said.
You guys are iPhone guys, right? You're an iPhone guy, right, Hertz?
I am now. Yep.
He is. I mean, I had the first iPhone.
I've had iPhone, so I had the 4.
That's it. I ain't right. After that first iPhone, I got introduced to Android. I ain't looked back.
Well, you know how I feel that Apple was winning back in like I think between like 2012 to like 2015. I think Apple kind of just like their technology didn't grow because they thought they were so far ahead of everyone. And I think the Galaxies came along, and then they, at one point I remember.
Let me tell you something. Apple had been winning, and up until the Galaxy 8.
S4.
Mm-hmm.
Nah,
because I had the 6.
Okay.
And I was like, man, like I tell my daughter now, because she be like, Dad, I want an iPhone. I want this. I said, let me tell you something. This Moto E4 you got does the same thing an iPhone does.
Hey, I got the E5, man. I love that phone, bro. I got the E5, man.
Yeah,
it's good company.
Yeah, I got 2 broken ones up in the lab that she dropped and broken. But I said it does the same thing that the iPhone does. I said a couple 2 years ago, I can see where, like you were saying, like how far ahead of the game that Apple was with the phones and stuff. But man, between Samsung and for a minute BlackBerry.
Man, I had one of those. Oh man,
I've had about 4 or 5 BlackBerries.
Man, I broke like 3 of them. They dropped. They had the case around them and everything, and just the screen went off.
The whole that whole BBM network, man, where you can get people's BBM.
I fuck with the BlackBerry. I like the BlackBerry though.
Oh, I love man. I'm telling you something. If I can find me a BlackBerry now, I would probably give my iPhone up.
Mm-hmm. I like the BlackBerry.
Yeah,
bro.
but do the new BlackBerries have the touchpad, or was it?
It's still the same. They just ran by Android now.
They don't need that. I don't know about y'all, but I miss the keys that you can actually type on. You know what I'm saying?
They got the joint that you can type the keys on.
The slider on.
And they got the
yeah.
I forget what you call it. The Porsche joint.
And that was a dope time right there. Them Blackberries, bro. Them Blackberries.
I had like the 8830. I had the Storm.
Damn.
I had. Damn, what was the other one I had, man? And I was so hurt when I got rid of that phone. But everybody was deserting them. Like, I don't know what happened, but people just deserted them.
I think when the iPhone came out, that was kind of the end of Blackberries.
And I'm trying to see. I had the Storm, the 8830, I had the 9600 series, the Bold, BlackBerry Bold. I had a few of them. I think I had about 4 of them. I ain't gonna say 5. I had about 4 of them.
What were those? What were those phones? They were like Palm Pilots, man, but they were
Trios.
My wife had one of those. I remember
the Trios.
You had the pen and shit to them, and it was dope.
At the stylus and shit,
yeah. How many of y'all had the 2-ways, man?
I did not want one, but I never had a sidekick.
I found one at a gas station one time, but man, the rain had touched it up so bad that I couldn't even use it.
Damn.
I think I still might have it somewhere too.
2-ways, dog. They tried it.
Holler back, woo woo.
I wanted a sidekick, but at that time, man,
sidekick. Man.
Yeah, sidekicks 1 and 2.
That put T-Mobile on the map, bro.
Hell yeah, it did.
Fucking sidekicks, man.
Yeah, y'all had Blackberries. I had a little punk ass Razor.
Or I had a Razor, bro. Man, I love my Razor, man. Oh, the Razor was technology, bro. Look at slimline phones.
Hey, man. Flip phones, bro.
But you remember back when if you had the bigger your cell phone was, the better. Now it's like, it was the smaller you had, it was a better. Now it's like reverse now.
Yep.
You just had a flip phones like
Just give me that big old brick phone, man, and I'll make it work.
Man, I had one of them too. I had one you plug into the cigarette lighter, man.
No, I'm talking about the Zach Morris joint, man.
Oh, the Motorola joints.
Yeah, you talking about
the
brick, yeah.
The brick phone with the flip on the bottom of the receipt. I mean, the headset.
No, though. It's all one. It's all in one. It's just one big ass brick. Antennas like fucking a foot long and shit.
I got you. Yeah, man. I had a what you call Nextel like that, thick ass Nextel with a case around it with the clear because I was doing this job, I was doing delivery work on the side. Dude gave me this big ass Motorola. I think that shit, man, was throwing out radiation, bro. Because
hell yeah,
remember that shit?
the fuck yeah.
Everything
Fried
would be
egg with
affected.
the sound with the damn waves and shit. Like you be fucking playing video games and someone call your phone, you be hearing like going through the TV and shit.
Wow, glad they fixed that problem. I was
Oh man,
yeah, that was good old days, man. We like I said, we these kids here, we kind of like lived through the whole. We were right there with when technology was changing and shit, man. Both sides of the spectrum with that, so we appreciate it and know where it came from. So these kids now they're born with iPhones in their hands and Galaxy like that.
Shit, I remember using the we had a few pager stores. One was called Beeper City, and like because we got a gang of dope dealers on my block, so a lot of these motherfuckers run from the police and they end up dropping their shit. So we'd go pick the pager up, bring that shit to Beeper City, get like fucking $10.
Damn, Jesus,
just covering up all broke pages and shit. Need to collect them shits like a motherfucker, man.
Sky pages, man. I had a Sky page. I had a.
Wow.
God damn.
Sky page was dope too, man. I remember. You get the news and shit on there, and
man,
full screen and shit. Man, it's a good old days though. How many? I was gonna say. Oh, hold on. Let's go a couple out here, man. See what goes on. Let me see. What is the largest freshwater lake in the world?
No, man, I don't know. It's lake somewhere in the UK or some shit.
Lake Superior,
wherever that is.
That's in the Great Lakes.
Yep. What kind of weapon is it? No, never mind. Fuck that.
Nah, go ahead, go.
I can't pronounce the word. Name the seventh planet from the sun.
The what?
The seventh planet from the sun.
Neptune.
Close.
Saturn.
Uranus.
Uranus is correct.
Hey, not mine.
What is another word for lexicon?
Dictionary.
Correct. Which word goes before vest, beans, and quartet? So it goes.
What?
Which word goes before blank vest, blank beans, and blank quartet?
You already said it's string.
String, I did. Damn.
Yeah.
Son of a gun.
It was that.
What is the Earth diameter in miles?
396. Hold up. My man.
I don't even know on that one.
Verse.
Get Riz to say it.
Master Killer said it.
Okay.
Union Square.
Something that's definitely
93 million miles.
Got 8,000 miles diameter.
Oh,
which I thought was bigger than that.
I'm thinking about the distance. I'm thinking about the distance from the sun.
That's crazy. Only 8,000 miles? That's nothing. I could drive the world and
your ass gonna fuck around and drown.
I mean, plan on it. What is the world's largest ocean?
Pacific, right?
Pacific is Pacific. What is the world's longest river?
Damn, I can't remember some of these.
Mississippi. If it ain't the Mississippi, it's the Nile.
I was gonna say Mississippi.
It was something else because we said the Nile before, and it was something else. I can't remember what it was.
The longest river you said?
Yeah, it was something else. I think it was. It's something like in India, right?
Oh, it's not Mississippi. Euphrates, the Danube.
Not the Amazon either.
Amazon is correct.
Oh,
yeah, okay.
I thought the Nile was bigger than Amazon.
What is the only American state to begin with the letter P?
State.
Pennsylvania is correct. Let's go here. Name the actress whose career began at the age of 3 and who went on to star in films such as Contact, Maverick, and The Silence of the Lambs.
Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster is correct. What is the name of the director of the Lord of the Rings trilogy?
It's RTO territory.
Director? Ridley Scott.
Fuck, what is that bastard's name?
Damn, why
I don't know if he directed all of the Lord of the Rings though. I don't know.
Peter Jackson. Peter Jackson.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Who played Neo in The Matrix?
Keanu Reeves.
Right. You guys got into The Matrix? You watched them all?
No.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't say his first name because I was about to say something. I was going to say his first name, but it wasn't going to be right.
You was going to put a wide about it.
What color is a Welsh poppy?
White.
A Welsh what?
What color is a Welsh poppy?
Yellow.
Yellow is correct.
What you know about Welsh poppy, man?
Poppy's a flower, man.
I know, man. I know. You know opioid crisis?
No, man, no. Horticulture, brother.
What color? What color is a Himalayan poppy?
Pink.
Everybody.
Oh, it's purple then. I was thinking about the salt and shit.
Exactly. I know everybody. That's why
it's yellow too.
Yeah. White.
Orange. Red. Blue.
Black.
Blue is correct.
Lilac.
Blue is correct.
Everybody said pink.
Let's go here. What color jersey is worn by the winners of each stage of the Tour de France?
Red.
Yellow.
Oh, yeah, duh. Yeah. This motherfucker Lance Stevenson. I mean, not Lance Stevenson. What's his name? Whatever. Lance Stevenson.
Lance Stevenson.
I see Lance, he's on the bike pedaling, man.
Named the only heavyweight boxing champion to finish his career of 49 fights without ever having been defeated.
Rocky Marciano.
Correct. What sport does Constantino Rocca play? Constantino Rocca. He plays golf.
Well, I never got that.
Rocca. Yeah. ROCCA. Okay.
In 2011, which country hosted a Formula One race for the first time? What country?
When?
What
year?
2011.
2011.
It's weird.
Formula One.
Luxembourg.
Argentina. Nah, Argentina's not a. Yeah. No, I don't know. Go ahead.
Kind of in the Middle East.
Dubai.
Close. It's a big country though.
UAE.
Biggest population.
Iran or something.
What are you doing?
What the fuck was that?
I don't even know.
7-Eleven.
Saudi Arabia?
Oh, Iraq.
No.
India.
India is correct.
India, I'm like,
man. Why have I been raised?
He said, "What are you doing?" You should have said, "Thank you, come again."
Oh, thank you, come again.
You could have just.
You were trying to do a boo.
Yeah, you could do our food.
Anything else? Anything
He
else?
said, "What are you doing?" I'm like, huh?
Real racist right there, man. Just want you to
Oh, damn.
What does the term piano mean?
Soft.
To be played softly. Yep.
Yeah.
How many valves does a trumpet have?
3.
All right. What is John? Never mind. That's stupid. If you were painting with tempera, what would you be using to bind together color pigments?
Blood.
Close. Real close.
what was the question?
Fat.
If you were painting with tempera, what would you be using to bind together color pigments? Meatloaf. Benedict.
Egg.
Eggs.
Yolk.
Egg.
Yolk.
Yeah, eggs, yeah.
That nigga said
Eggs to
meatloaf.
bind it.
I'm like, what is the
Ye-
meatloaf?
I think some people do. Yeah.
Yeah, because you do. Yeah, eggs help it bind. Yeah.
Name the Spanish artist, sculptor, and draftsman famous for co-founding the Cubist movement.
Salvador Dali.
Close.
Oh, Dahl.
Nacho Libre.
Hell yeah, suavemente.
He has P, one of the P's in his initial.
Hmm.
Pete
Pablo,
Rock,
Pablo
Escobar.
Picasso.
Pablo
Oh,
Picasso. Isn't
oh yeah.
he? Rock.
Nigga said Pete Rock. Nigga, what P? Huh?
when when did the Cold War end? What year?
89.
89 is correct. Nice. Uh,
Gorbachev.
Hell yeah.
what's
Motherfucker had that timestamp on this shit.
That nigga had motherfucking.
Yeah,
That nigga
time for
had
that
Russia
real
on his
man.
head. That nigga literally had. He had
Rush,
Italy on his head.
Yeah,
Russia,
motherfucker
Russia,
boot head
Russia
ass.
had Russia on his mind. Literally.
Right.
Russia? Oh, Russia.
Right? Shit. Motherfucker had a coastline
The
on this shit.
cold world soon.
Right?
The cold world soon.
Little vodka. Yeah.
Right? Ba-ba, ba-ba, ba-ba. That shit is a fan favorite over here.
Dude gonna find your IP address and kill all y'all.
I got my Candace Parker face going on right now.
Streets. I got.
Oh, she's on
Where
team.
do orange trees originally hail from? What country? Orange trees.
Orange trees.
Mm-hmm.
Brazil?
Uh-uh.
Fuck if I know.
It's in Asia.
You said which country?
Yep.
Oh.
Nepal,
Japan.
Close. Real
Nah.
You said Mandarin.
Malaysia.
Close.
Damn, nigga.
Damn, what else over there? Philippines, nigga? Bucharest, nigga?
Bucharest, China. China's correct.
Oh, yeah. There it is. Shit, Michael Jackson was jamming in Bucharest. Shit, that's what I'm saying. I said Bucharest. That's what Eddie Murphy told
uh, what is common in every Seinfeld episode?
What's what?
Common.
God damn it.
Say
Superman.
that one more time.
Something with Superman, right?
Superman's correct. Yeah. What is common in every Seinfeld episode?
Comment. Oh, I wasn't know that shit.
Common, like what is common with each episode?
How is that the right answer?
I don't
Because
even know.
I think he has like either it's something to do with Superman. I can't remember if it's a doll or a poster or some shit. There's something to do with Superman in every episode. They talked
Shit that
about
don't
it
make sense.
because it's Seinfeld.
Yeah.
King James Bible has a word in it which is known to appear for about 773,692 times. What is that?
Val.
V.
Kill. I don't know.
Hold on.
Life.
Love. Him.
God. Grace. Amazing. Sweet.
Man, I don't know.
Amen.
Man.
Who was a person who climbed the sycamore tree to get a glimpse of Jesus as he was making his entrance into Jericho?
Saul of Tarsus.
Starts with a Z. Zach, and I don't know.
Zacharias.
Zacharias. Right, Zacharias is correct. According to the Bible, two men never died. Who were they?
Jesus and what's my man name? Lost in the whirlwind.
Cain.
No, Jesus didn't die, and the dude who got swept up in the whirlwind. What's his name?
Oh my God! Check. Okay, so I'll give you this Boardwalk Empire. That's a hint.
I never.
I'll forget it.
But
Nookie,
Josiah.
Nicky Thompson's first name and his brothers. That's crazy. Enoch,
Hold on.
Enoch and Elijah.
Elijah.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. Which animal has never been mentioned in the Bible? Hint: the animal is a domesticated one.
Dog.
Cat.
Close.
A hamster.
It's a cat. A hamster.
Like, they domesticated shit.
Who was finally in music called the Prince of Darkness?
Huh?
Fucking Marilyn Manson.
They say
Or what's the name?
Meatloaf?
Fucking
that
what's the motherfucking name with the dude that's all fucked up off drugs and shit.
His name
Dude bite birds' heads off and eat bats and shit.
No. I was that too.
Ozzy Osbourne. The Prince of Darkness is Big Daddy Kane, ain't it?
Yo, we rock
Prince, okay, now who's the guy? I'm gonna give you a hint. He's a jazz. It's jazz.
They got a
Prince of Darkness.
mouthful of
Al Davis
receipts.
is correct.
Yeah, but them shits is still cantankerous though.
191 songs were recorded by the Beatles in one studio. Name that studio.
Abbey Roads.
Correct. Yep. 10 million copies of an album was the sale of which country artist?
Garth Brooks.
Conway Twitty.
Yeah, I was about to say Garth Brooks.
From the year 1950 to 1971, the sale of a particular music instrument rose from a figure of 228,000 to 2.3 million. What instrument is that?
The
Guitar is
Vibes.
correct.
Oh,
Guitar is correct.
Elvis.
Yeah.
Was a hero the
Everybody wants
most.
to be Elvis, man.
Stop, man.
Go to movie
Motherfuck
trivia.
him and John Wayne. Excuse me.
Which horror film series featured a murderous doll possessed by a serial killer?
Lucky.
Correct. Which of the last feature film of screen legend Paul Newman, which was also the highest grossing movie of his career?
Some shit I ain't give a fuck about.
Cars 2006.
The hell?
Oh shit. Yeah, I wouldn't have known that shit.
Yeah, me neither.
Fuck that.
Damn, you got to be a real movie buff to know this shit.
Just
Name
ask
the
it,
voice.
man.
Name the voice of the Furious Five Kung Fu masters from the Kung Fu Panda movie too.
Chow Yun Fat.
Kung Fu Panda. I don't
Jack
know.
Black,
I
one
don't-
of 'em.
yeah, I know Jack Black is one of them. That's about it.
Panda
But I
2.
don't know if he was with the. Yeah, I don't know.
You got Jackie Chan, David Cross, Angelina Jolie, Lucy Liu, and Seth Rogen.
No shit.
Seth
Yeah,
Rogen was in Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, Kung Fu Panda 2.
Oh, he said, still.
Which
Yeah,
movie of Christian Bale involved him taking up crash dieting, smoking, and losing 63 pounds?
The
look
mechanic.
hard? Yeah, correct.
The mechanic.
Yeah.
Which horror movie protagonist look is based on a painting Scream by Edvard Munch?
Freddy Krueger.
The serial killer Ghostface from the Scream film franchise.
Oh yeah,
that's what's up.
Yeah, that screen painting. Yeah.
Which Coen brother cult classic film features the principal character hanging out as a bowling alley at the time, but the character never actually bowls?
The Big Lebowski.
Correct. That's it.
God damn. I ain't never even seen that shit.
Me neither.
Here's looking at you, kid. Quote from the movie.
The DJ Widebody.
Casablanca, 1942.
Oh.
Okay, here's another movie
I
quote.
heard it here first.
Here's another movie quote. He won't come after me. He won't. I can't explain it. He would consider that rude.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck
Michelle
that is.
Tanner.
He
Fucking
won't come
funny.
after me. He won't. I can't explain it. He would consider
Oh,
that.
Silence of the Lambs.
Correct. Then we move into the movie round. All right. Okay.
Yo, that shit is epic.
We asked 100 people. Name something people are afraid of.
Spiders.
Spiders.
Spiders is the number one answer. Holy shit. Damn. If only spiders knew.
I think they do.
We asked 100 people. Name
I'll
something
stomp
that
on a motherfucking spider. Fuck a spider.
we named me too. We
Yeah,
asked
we
100
just
people.
heard y'all. And go ahead.
We asked 100 people. Name something that makes a lot of noise.
Kids.
Fucking. That's submission.
Horns, nigga.
Kids are not on that list, top 10 list. Well, crying babies, yes. Crying babies is number 5.
Fucking airplanes.
Freight trains are next to last. I'll give you the orders. Rock band is one. A college dorm. Race cars a party. Crying babies. Name something that you might bring on a date.
Rubbers.
Huh? Is that?
Nigga said rubbers.
Rubbers is number 2.
Motherfucking third sock.
Money.
Money is no.
Hey, you
money
heard me hurts. Bring a third sock.
Money is number 3.
Gum.
Gum is number 5. Number 4.
I'm sorry.
Money. Oh, damn, you said, buddy. I was loud as fuck.
Flowers.
Flowers is number 5.
God damn.
Here's Johnny.
Nigga, yourself, nigga.
Lipstick, chapstick is number 1. Condoms number 2.
Oh my god.
So, hold up. So you got greasy lips with funky breath? That shit don't make sense.
Hold on,
you go to kissing her. Right. Hey, you need that RTO.
You gotta shorten it to it. So you gotta shorten it to it. Go there.
Hey, and do that shit. Do that shit with the note on function and shit.
He said it had no musical structure to it.
Little bit of delay on it. They already got a slap back, so you gotta.
God damn, man.
That motherfucker had that shit got concert hall, slapback delay, stereo bandwidth. That shit got everything.
Man. That shit is that's just crazy, man. You said it has no.
Not to laugh at that, man.
This is one of the greatest nights ever.
Not to laugh at that.
It had no musical structure to it, bro. You can't top that. It doesn't get any worse than that.
That's just like that's just like the damn the soundtrack to a Sega Miami Vice game.
No, stop it.
That shit was in 3-bit.
Right.
What's up, D-Man? Q, shout out D-Man out there.
What up, D-Man?
Hey, hold up. You know what's gonna fuck it up? You know what that joint sound like? You know how you got a Nintendo cartridge plugged in and it got dust on that motherfucker, so it keep repeating. That shit be glitching. Yeah, that's what that joint sound like. A glitch loop.
That's just like he was contacted by Nintendo to come up with the backdrop music for Excite Bike.
Right?
Oh no, come on! I ain't gonna let you do Excite Bike like that, man.
Look the shit when you building your own track.
Right.
With shizzle.
Motherfucker,
I didn't say
that. Motherfucker do a 20-second wheelie and overheat.
I didn't say that.
Motherfucker do a 20-second wheelie and overheat like shit.
Overheat like a motherfucker, right? Oh man. Stop it, bro. I can't deal with this shit.
Hey,
my kid's gonna curse me out.
Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie, your RTO, that bike selection music was pretty funny just now.
I played this shit out of Excite Bike.
Shit,
too.
I got
That
that. I
double
got this shit
dragon.
downstairs right now.
My fingers used to be killing me over double dragon.
What that really sound? What that
Right,
really sound like is that shit sound like a motherfucking Kung Fu Master backdrop.
right.
Mm.
That
That shit sound like 10-yard fight.
Oh shit, 1942 and shit.
Oh man.
Right. Hold up, that's how they die,
Actually,
ain't
no,
it?
I ain't know
That
I ain't
10-yard
gonna say
fight.
that. I ain't. No, you know you when you crash on Excite Bike.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Them motherfuckers roll,
Yeah, the roll, nigga, the roll.
be tapping the B button like
New
a motherfucker to
music.
get back to the
New
bike.
street.
God damn,
Please.
man.
Oh man, I was never here.
Me too.
That shit on
Man,
YouTube, man.
I don't know what y'all
Look,
talking.
I know I heard your voice on there. I don't know what you're talking
Nah.
about.
I don't even take
man,
time.
I'm gonna find that song, man, and bro,
Man, listen.
I want to do a jazz hands rendition.
Hell yeah.
Somebody got to do something with it, man. You just can't sit there.
That shit is in 9. That shit is in 9-2.
Put a goddamn wave, goddamn lo-fi plug-in on that motherfucker and turn that bitch off. That shit all the way up.
That nigga said.
No, nigga, stop it.
This is 9-2. Are you talking about sampling rate?
Nah, nigga talking
the
about
time
the
signature.
measure. I mean,
Time
it's not
signature.
4/4s and 9/2, nigga.
9-2, though.
Ah, nigga, stop it.
Yo, it sound right, man. That shit sound so funny.
9-2, man. That's bad.
All right, these are real tears over here.
That shit sound like he exported it like 30 times.
Hey,
MP3 format.
that shit's like an improper fraction, nigga.
You right?
Way in
Oh
progress.
man. Oh god.
It's a 9-2.
Oh man.
That shit is 6-1.
Right? Motherfucking socket wrench measurement.
Man.
Nigga shit is 7/5.
7/5. Here is put that shit on. Put a low pass filter with a high pass motherfucker filter.
Man, hell yeah. Fucking
This shit
pass
which way to
everything.
pass.
Oh, man.
It canceled itself out.
Oh
Big
man.
pressure on that motherfucker. With the wet turn all the way up.
Motherfucker in and out of phase at the same time.
Right. I bet you I love to put that shit on a VU meter, bro.
Hey, but you know what? This should be dope. Hey, nigga, the lufts is through the roof on that bitch.
The left is at a record set, the record.
Spotify hit you with a try again error message and shit.
I wonder what the waveform look like.
Man, brick wall, nigga. Look, brick wall compressed.
Oh man. All right, guys. Well, that's gonna be it for tonight. I'd like to thank the chat out there. D-Man
Shout out to 9-2.
Shout out to the 9-2, all the 9-2 cats out there. Also, one more time before 1-1 for the road.
Oh God. One. That's how you count it. One.
1-1 for the road.
You gotta know where the one at.
God dang.
That's the
I should
that
have
was
never
the
mentioned
first
that.
that's the first song I heard where the attack come at the end of each note. Going on mute.
I'd like to thank Black Mav, Prince Gifted Hands, RTO Beats, Tay Lee, aka Gigahertz, That Blessed Girl, D-Man Q, Mom. Happy Mother's Day to everybody, to all you mothers there every day of the year. Thank you for being great mothers as well. We're gonna peace on three. I'll do it myself. Everyone's on mute. 1, 2, 3. Hey!
Wah, 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 wah.
Nah, you singing wrong. That's in time. Boy. Motherfucking DJ's nightmare. Man, blend it for me, man. It's gonna run at the club.
He gonna bring that shit on the vine like, man, all the kids are raving about it. They gonna scratch that motherfucker up in
Shit.
pieces.
Man, it'd be an instant line at the bathroom and that shit come on.
They gonna break their trees up on it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I don't have anything scripted. Don't forget to check out the producers hang out on Fridays. Scratch Magazine on YouTube as well. Check out the Master Channel podcast on the Master Channel on YouTube as well. A few projects out. Far Reaching Effect, Black Math Student. Check that out on Black Math. Hell of a fucking project. Don't forget to check that Head Nod music out as well. Go check that out. NortheastBeats.bandcamp.com as well. CMA.
Hell of a fucking project.
A lot of treats coming to you your way. Stay tuned for that as well.
For the 9-2.